What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to break down my step-by-step futures trading strategy for you guys to replicate step by step. The only way that you're going to be able to understand this strategy fully is by watching the whole entire video. So be patient, go through this video, and you guys can pause it and watch it as many times as you need. Before we get started, if you are new to my channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. I have a ton of other videos based around trading that will help you out. Also, I am on Instagram, so if you guys want to connect with me on there, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message on there. And if you guys want one-on-one mentorship, every month I open up 5 spots to my one-on-one mentorship. There should be a link in the description where you guys can book a call with me, and we'll see if you're a good fit for my mentorship. Now, without further ado, let's get into this video. Now, the first thing that you guys need to do is go to tradeovate.com. You do need a broker for the future side when it comes to trading. A lot of the brokers with forex, they're unregulated. What I love about Tradeovate is it's regulated, there's no spread, and it connects directly to TradingView. So what you're going to do is go to tradeovate.com. Once you get to this page, you guys can go through and look at all this information if you would like. Then you would simply go to open an account. After you do that, you guys will register, and then you'll be able to connect your account. Now, I do have other videos. I posted a video, I think 2 days ago, where it's like a beginner's guide to start trading forex. That video will go more in depth with Tradeovate and how to connect it to TradingView. Now, once you do have your account set up with Tradeovate and you have it linked to TradingView, you can actually go to your watch list and add any pairs that you guys would like to look at. For this strategy, we're going to be focused on the E-mini NASDAQ, the E-mini S&P 500, and the E-mini Dow. Now, as we go to these different assets, we have the S&P 500, we have the Dow Jones, and we have the NASDAQ. I like to focus mainly on the NASDAQ, but hey, this strategy does work on US 30 or the Dow Jones and the S&P 500. So we're going to be doing all of our note taking on NAS 100. So after you add those 3 assets to your chart, it's important to start going into the timing and understanding more about the strategy. So let's get this little text right here, and we will actually go and write this out step by step. So we're going to title it NASDAQ strategy. Okay, so we have our NASDAQ strategy. The first part to the NASDAQ strategy is actually going into the timing. So with the timing, we're going to be trading during the EST time zone. So we're going to be looking at the markets at 9:30 a.m. EST. And if you guys want, if you go right here to this clock where it says time zone, you can have it set to UTC 5 New York. So when we're trading, we're going to be trading at 9:30 a.m. EST to around 11 a.m. So this 1.5 hour window, this is when there's going to be the most volatility in the market, and our setup is going to be occurring the most. So we have our first aspect, the timing. Then the second, we have our time frames. So the only time frame that I'm trading on is the minute 1 time frame, guys. And a lot of you are probably saying, no, the minute 1, it's too erratic. There's too much going on. That's just an ideal that you have put into your head. So when we're trading, we have our time frames right here. We're going to be on the 1 minute time frame when we're using this strategy right here. Okay, so we have our timing, the time that we're going to show up and actually trade. Then we have our time frame. Then we're going to actually be looking at our setup. And the setup is simply an FVG or a fair value gap. And we'll go more into this because the 4th step is actually understanding market structure. We want to be seeing clear market structure. So with our fair value gap, to make it easy, if you guys go to indicators and you type in Lux, Algo, space fair value gap right here, it will actually allow you to see these fair value gaps on your chart right here. So a fair value gap, we'll actually go and look at this one right here. A fair value gap is a 3 candlestick pattern. We have the first candle, the second candle that creates the gap, and the third candle that closes the gap. So ideally, all this fair value gap, the Lux Algo fair value gap indicator is doing is printing this little rectangle on our chart right here. Now ideally, let's say that we're looking at the market like this. We had our fair value gap form right here. Like I mentioned, it is a 1, 2, 3 candlestick pattern, and that's where this gap is kind of formed and our rectangle appears. Usually we want to see after the third candle, the fourth, fifth, or sixth candle, we want to see it actually go and hit this rectangle, whether it hits the bottom right here, the middle part, or the top, and that's where we would want to be seeing it sell. So we want to see it hit our fair value gap, and then what? Move away to previous lows or highs, depending where the next market structure is. So if we were to have gone into this trade right here, ideally, let's say that we're looking at the market right here and we say, boom, we're going to sell at the fair value gap. And with our fair value gap, the stop loss always goes above or below the first candle that makes a fair value gap. Very, very important to note that. So we have our fair value gap, our stop loss at the first candle, and we can simply aim for this previous low right down here. Or if we balance out our chart, we can see we have more lows to the left if we were to go to a higher time frame. So we're going to focus on this right here. What happens? The market comes out, hits our fair value gap, and then that's when we want to see the market start pushing away, and it eventually goes and hits our TP on this candle right here. So this is like a super easy, just quick setup that you could have saw in the market and taken a trade right there. So the fair value gap, that's our entry model. Now let's go back to the market open today so you guys can get a really good idea. So the market open was right here on this candle. Boom. After this candle, once this candle came out, it was a market open 9:30 a.m. So what do we see? We see from that window of time right at the market open, this fair value gap right here. Look at that. And if we zoom in, we could see, so we have 1, 2, 3 candles to make the fair value gap. Then we have the fourth candle, the fifth candle, sixth candle. So the seventh candle and the eighth candle really come into the fair value gap nicely. And that's where we could have taken a sell right there. Sell right there. Stop loss above the first candle that made the fair value gap in this 3 candlestick pattern. And then you could zoom out and look for previous market structure. We have this low right here you could have targeted right there. So when you're looking actually at the market, this is like the ideal market structure you want to see. You want to see the market in a very clear downtrend or uptrend. And right here, it's in a very clear downtrend. We have that fair value gap forming, pushes lower. Then look right here, we have another fair value gap, 1, 2, 3 candles, but it never trades into it. You guys can see we have another fair value gap right here. We have one right here. There's another fair value gap right here. There's all these different fair value gaps that are forming as the market is dropping. So it gives you more and more opportunities to take a sell when you can identify a very clear trend. Versus when the markets are very choppy like this, it's hard to identify what's going on. The market's just ranging back and forth. So these are literally this is like the step-by-step process on my strategy. It's very easy to understand. It's not supposed to be complicated. What I would recommend if you guys are new to my channel is just simply go back and watch my previous recent videos. In my previous videos, I go more in depth with the strategy and I break it down. And if you watch, I would say 5 to 10 of my videos, you'll understand my strategy 100% perfectly. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace out. Not a lot of people made it to the end of the video, but you did. Make sure you share this video with a friend. Also, comment below. I want to know who you guys are and how I can help you guys out with your trading. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button. I'm dropping weekly videos every single week on trading to help you guys out. Look forward to seeing you guys soon.